Hi, it's Peter with Empower Network. I have been thinking of a friend of mine a lot lately, and I wanted to tell you a story that happened. Over a month ago or so, he called me, and he was very distressed. And he told me in the course of the conversation that this was going to be his last call, the last call before he would end his life. I was not going to let this happen. And so I talked to him, and I didn't quite know how to start the conversation, how to get him back on track, how to reconsider his life and continuing it. Well, I had to think quickly and asked him a question. I said, what is the one thing that would make you want to continue to live? If you could have anything in your life, if you had all the resources, what would you want to do? He said to me, if I could make everybody happy, then I would have a reason to go on. I asked him, what's the possibility of making everybody happy? I mean, everybody around you. What's the possibility of you accomplishing that? And he said, that's impossible. I said, okay, so you would actually base your happiness on the happiness of others when that is actually an impossible goal to accomplish. And he said, oh, you're right. And I said to him, your happiness has to be based on yourself. So I need you to find out, what is it that would make you ultimately happy? But I have to have some realistic things, some goals, some dreams that you have. If you had unlimited resources, I would like you to write down a list of 10 things within the next 20 minutes. So I gave him a goal, I gave him a time frame, and I told him that at that point, once he had completed the list, that he should call me back. He did. He called me back before the 20 minutes were up. I had to tell him, hey, hold on, I'm going to have to call you back because I had something going on with my kids. And so I called him right back, and I asked him, so what's on your list? Once again, I told him the goals and the dreams had to be concrete. They had to be realistic. They had to be possible. And they had to be of somewhat physical value. Well, he told me the first of his goals was going to be a house of his own. I have to mention, at this particular point still, my friend was homeless, which was part of the reason why he didn't want to go on. He wanted a house with a soft, comfortable bed to sleep in. I said, that is great. That's something that's going to make you happy. It's going to make you feel better. And it's something pretty much anybody wants to have. So he told me his second goal that he wrote down. He said, I would like to have a nice, beautiful yard to work in. And I told him that is a wonderful idea. That way you're going to find some grounding. You're going to be able to be out in nature, do something productive, grow your own vegetables and fruit and whatever you might want. That's a great idea. And then he started telling me how his third idea was so silly. Oh, yeah, he couldn't really tell me that because it sounded so stupid. And I said to him, go ahead, tell me. And he said, the third thing, because I wanted it so bad, was I want a hug. I started laughing. I said, hon, this is not silly or stupid. That is a great idea because, when you get a hug, you definitely feel better. He interrupted me. He said, yeah, but I got to tell you what happened. I said, what happened? And he told me, within about 3 minutes of me writing down that I wanted a hug, I had two beautiful girls walk by, and they carried a sign that said free hugs. And I walked up to them, and I asked them, is it really true? Are you really giving free hugs? And they said yes, and they gave him a big hug, and he hugged them back. And he was so excited about the whole thing, and I said, do you realize what just happened? And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, You wanted that hug so bad. You needed it so bad. You were so intent on getting it that you just manifested that hug for yourself. You just brought that hug into being because you believed in it. You just attracted it with the law of attraction. Now, if you can attract a hug like that, guess what you can accomplish if you start attracting other positive things just like that. And he was like, oh my God, you're right. Well, then I just asked him a few other questions. What are you doing tomorrow? And he said, well, I'm supposed to go talk to a counselor and talk about my situation. I said, okay, so you're going to go ahead and do that, and you're going to contact me back tomorrow. Well, the rest of the story is quite known. He went ahead, he talked to the counselor, he had some more beautiful insights, and he texted me back, we talked again, and yes, he's still around. Matter of fact, he called me a couple of days later and he thanked me for being there to help him to talk to him when he had nobody else that he was going to talk to. And I am thankful that I was there for him. That is something about friendship, and that's something about having mentors. I still feel kind of odd being a mentor to people in a way, but it is such a great feeling that I can help people. And you know, this friend has been there for me quite a few times as well. And if you're watching this right now, I am so thankful for that. And believe me, I'll be there for you, and I know you'll be there for me. And that is also to everybody else who's watching this. If you need a shoulder to cry on, if you need a little new insight, a fresh perspective, go ahead, message me, contact me, read my blog if you want to, but you can contact me personally. I'm happy to help. So you have a wonderful day, and I hope this was an inspirational message to you. See you in the next video.